What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. This is J.Coole James. Alright, so let's get straight down to business. What's this channel about? Well, it's going to be about art, namely digital art. So why did I make this channel? There's a lot of channels out there that are all about the latest tips and tricks, the ins and outs of the industries, all those exciting things. But what about the average Joe Blow? What about the rest of us? Ain't nobody like that. So if you want tips and tricks, you can draw with Jazza or you can draw with Aaron Rutten, because those are two of the guys I like to draw with sometimes. So what is this channel about? It's going to be about a journey, going from point A to point B and everything in between. And hopefully it's going to be a fun and amazing journey, because if I fail, it's going to be up for everyone to see. So there's no pressure at all, right? So we're going to watch the progression of art. We're going to watch me grow. And we're going to watch me hopefully take what's been a passionate hobby my entire life to being a professional career. That's ultimately the goal. So where do we begin? Well, first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a father, I'm a husband, and I work a 9-to-5 job. Practice makes perfect. So having the time to practice art on a daily basis, it just doesn't happen a lot of times. My oldest daughter is 3 years old and my youngest is 1. So that gives you a little bit of an idea about exactly what age bracket I'm dealing with. And those of you with kids well know there's not a lot of time to get anything done. So a lot of times there's noise in the background. Right now we got lucky, my wife took the kids to the park. But having time to sit and have quiet time like this, it doesn't happen. I'm sorry to tell you guys. So there's going to be a lot of noise, excitement, playing, screaming, crying, tantrums. All those types of things will be in the background from time to time. I'm not going to edit them out. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're part of my struggle and they're part of the exact reason I'm making this channel. Because it's not easy. And that's something that I want to share. And I want to share it with all you guys. So a little bit more about me is I'm a self-taught artist. I did my first commissions before I ever knew what commissions were in elementary school, actually. And I did them for Dragon Ball Z cards. People would give me a Dragon Ball Z card, I'd draw it, basically blow it up for them, and they'd let me keep the card. Or I'd do it for $1, and then I'd have 4 quarters. A snow cone's only a quarter after school. I could get one for me and a cute girl at the end of the week. So I use Dragon Ball Z cards to get to girls. It might sound bad, but it's not as bad as it sounds. I was only 10. Okay, so a little bit more. I did go to school for animation, but I don't feel like I learned anything. And one of the reasons why is because when they put you in these classrooms, especially being of a certain age, fresh out of high school, right into college, they think that everybody who's young is automatically computer savvy. But growing up in a home without a computer, for me, that wasn't the case, especially on a Mac. I had no idea what I was doing. And the reason I went to school wasn't so much to learn how to draw, or even though that life drawing skills class was excellent. Charcoal, nitty gritty, figure drawing. I mean, the nudity kind of took me by surprise, but all in all, it was a great class, and I really did develop as an artist. So I take that back, I did learn something in college. That was the one class, life drawing. I got something out of that. But as far as the animation course is what I actually went to school for, I didn't get much. I didn't know how to use a Mac. It was kind of, here's the project, you guys just go do it, get it done. You guys are awesome, great job. And they would help you a little bit, but it was mostly up to the students who kind of had been there that semester before and for whatever reason were retaking the course, or did animation from home and knew what was going on already. It was kind of up to them to kind of help you out if they had the time or felt like it and weren't doing a project themselves. So I didn't get too much out of that. So I got into digital art myself years later. I picked up Photoshop CS6 and I picked up a board tablet, a Parblo A610. A board tablet for me was a big disconnect. Drawing here and looking up at a screen to see what's going on rather than watching the lines come fresh out of your hand, that was a big disconnect. It just didn't work for me. I always had to zoom in real far to see my line work, and I couldn't do clean line work. That made me feel like I couldn't draw, kind of took some of the confidence away. Photoshop CS6, same exact problem. I couldn't use it. A lot of people swear by it. It's the industry standard. Everybody can use it. If you can't use this, you can't be a digital artist. Boy, am I glad they were wrong. First off, let me tell you what I didn't like about Photoshop. For me, Photoshop CS6, it's a photo editing software. I felt like I had to force it to do what I wanted to do. The pens, the brushes, everything, it wasn't pick up and go. You have to download stuff, you have to customize it. But if you're new to digital art and you have no idea what you're doing, where do you start customizing? What do you need? What's better? What works? What doesn't? You don't know. So I didn't know. I had no clue what I was doing whatsoever. So I said, forget it. I ditched Photoshop. The round brush was the best thing about it, and that wasn't working for me. It didn't give me the look I wanted. I picked up Clip Studio Paint Pro, hoping that would be a little bit better. I was kind of skeptical because it was cheap on Amazon. Got it anyway. Best thing I ever did. The pens, the brushes, everything, they were very pick up and go. I didn't have to download anything. I did later on, but that's only once I was comfortable, knew what I was doing, knew what I needed, and knew I was going to continue working in that program. So I downloaded brushes and pens later in different materials, as they call it in the program. But it was a lot easier. It was very pick up and go. It feels like an artist program designed to draw. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to tweak it and make it draw. It feels like it's already ready to go. So to me, Clip Studio is way better. I know there's a lot of people who will be like, well, what is Clip Studio Paint? I've never used that, or I'm not, Photoshop. Hey, keep going with your Photoshop. If it works for you, it works for you. Everybody's different. I might go back to it later because it does have some tools that I was kind of interested in. But as far as just drawing on a daily basis, I'm going to stick with Clip Studio. I wish I would have gotten the EX version. It was on sale for 89 bucks. I decided to be a cheapskate and pay 50 bucks for the Pro version. Had I known then what I know now, I'm kicking myself in the butt because I want to animate. If you just want to illustrate, Clip Studio Paint Pro is perfect. But if you want to animate, EX is definitely the way to go. That's a tip you will get here. It's probably the only one. So I got started that way, and that was my foot in the door to digital art. It was kind of my entry. And I did like being able to color digitally as well as learn some cell shading. I picked up a cell shading technique on Udemy. I have books on art. They're not on digital art, not a single one. I just picked up books on anatomy, comic booking, paneling, things of that nature that I was into when I was younger. I studied art religiously. I grew up on Toonami, like most of you. And that was my goal in life, was to grow up and have my own show on Toonami and eventually take over the entire Toonami block. I wanted the entire block to be full of J.Coole James originals, J.Coole James original series, only Toonami. Like, that was the goal in life. So that's really what digital art for me is about, is taking things to the next level, taking it to the professional level. Toonami might be dead, Cartoon Network, I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they're definitely dead. But I still want to bring animation back to what I feel it could be. It's a medium of entertainment that doesn't have to be cartoony. It can be a lot more serious than that. And one of the shows that did that for me, that I actually wouldn't watch the show at first because it had a lot of my own ideals in it, was Avatar: The Last Airbender. I was working on a story that was so similar, it was disgusting. So when that show came out, I wouldn't watch it for about a year. Then when I finally did watch it, I loved it. I fell in love with it. Great show, amazing. The choreography, the martial arts, the cinematography, it was incredible. And I liked the animation style. It was actually an animation style that I was trying to form on my own anyway, and that's another reason I didn't like it. It was very similar. I'm not sure if any of you guys have had similar experiences. But this channel is going to be about that journey, moving forward. So if that's something that you guys are interested in or want to check in now again, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and right down there, make sure you hit the notification. That way you don't miss any of the newest videos I post up, because there are more to come, I promise you. So in the meantime, this is J.Coole James signing out. Holla at your boy.